believe we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, May 25th, 2023, Canoga Park, 2LaneLIVE studio, headquarter, garage, whatever you want to call it. We are live with Steve and Dave from Live Fast Rally. They are 2 of 17?
17.
2 of 17 founders. And we're going to shoot the shit, talk about the event, talk about the history, and all that good stuff. This episode is brought to you by EagleRider Motorcycle Rentals and Tours. Don't forget to check out 2LaneLIVE.com and the EagleRider tab to see how you can save some money, travel, have a good time. What's up, boys?
Well, I'm really enjoying this New Belgium Voodoo Ranger. Kind of a fruit little drink, I think. I don't know.
Are you saying it's fruity or what?
Well, it's called Fruit Force, I believe.
Takes one to know one.
It's my first,
What do you have?
my first time. It's just in the thing, the same
Imperial
in the
IPA.
Yeah, same. Or yeah, New Belgium.
Yeah.
New Ranger. First
Not
time
bad.
ever. It's actually pretty good too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dave,
Yo.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
little air clip. There we go.
No.
So what about our drop this week?
It's great. It finished off the father-daughter ride series. It's done. Great. Go back and watch it. It's fun. You know. Check it out.
Just a reminder,
Yes.
we're not telling them what's dropping the week after that until a couple of days before.
We have a really awesome video drop next Wednesday. We
got no
cannot
idea.
tell you. It's probably
It'll probably be the
it's
peak.
newsworthy.
It'll be
This is
the
gonna
peak
make
of
us
our
famous.
career.
Maybe.
That's it. After
We're
that,
gonna be
it's all
famous.
downhill. Yeah.
Fully on that after
Okay.
this one.
We're fully on the map.
Yeah. So
But
pay attention next week because it's going to be badass.
yeah, I just want to give a shout out though to Lauren and Alyssa. We had such a great time with them, and then the mashup you did yesterday, Josh, for that into that drop.
Yep. Shopping.
I was at home. I got the call. She's like, "That was so funny. I love being on camera. I got to go do that again." So can you
Really?
film us?
All right.
Huh?
I can do that.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
on the
handle it with the
spot.
schedule. I mean, the rest of the year is nuts, but we have some great folks with us today. We're going to get right into it and have some fun, see what's up with their deal.
What's up with their deal?
Their deal.
I like it.
It's a deal.
Okay.
Well, so let's have you guys introduce yourselves and then tell us what you rolled up on here today.
All right.
The bikes.
My name's Steve Hubbard, Team LFR, Team Live Fast Rally, and I rode myself a 2015 FLHP. A couple mods done to it, not close to what I want, not what I want it to be, but yeah, she's my bagger. I love her.
Awesome.
All right.
That's awesome.
David Lippert, Team Live Fast, rolled up on a 94 FXRP.
It's got that sick dash too.
Yeah.
I mean, and you have a sticker on there, I think.
It came with that sticker.
How did I
Came
miss
with
that?
sticker.
It came with that
I'm
sticker.
going outside. I'll be back.
It's
Some old
Jesus. What is it?
Jesus loves bikers too.
Well,
I'm down with that.
yes. So tell everyone what Live Fast Rally is.
So, I mean, Live Fast Rally, it's not an actual rally where we go ride, but everybody rallies together. You know, everybody comes to one spot. We're just really trying to throw in a day to have a really good time. You know, rally everybody together in the community, bring out some good music, throw a good bike show, and rally all of our community together for a great day and have a good time.
So let's back up a little bit. You guys are a bunch of buddies hanging out, 5-8 years ago? How long has this been going? Because it's back to 18 or 17.
Yeah, 2018 was LFR 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are just kind of, what inspired, Live Fast?
So we were doing some bike days, bike nights coming up to it, years up to that. And, it's all, anytime it's good to, they call it a bike day or bike night, get the community together, right? Everybody rides their bikes and come, but it didn't really have much, at least the ones in our area, to do the bike nights we were going to do really about the motorcycles. So we'd show up to an area. It was kind of just like a business ploy to get you to go there. You couldn't have a drink of water, smoke out next to your bike. It was like to show up. There was a good amount of bikes in the parking lot, but it was never switched over to like, hey, this is a bike night.
Right.
It's like about the bikes. So we'd go inside. The only time we're really out there with people is somebody's having a cigarette or something that goes outside.
Right.
If you're hanging out there. So we got together and we're like, hey, let's throw a bike day. It started off really small, a bike day or a bike night, and so at the time, there's a local bar, the Maverick Saloon, which is in San Ynez. It's kind of a spot for everybody.
It's a great little spot.
I live like 2 blocks away from there. A lot of our guys live really close. It's a small town, but we got with the owner there at that time, and he agreed to let us have a bike day. and the liquor license at that time could be spread out. They had like 3 or 4 days that they could spread it out into the parking lot. Small footprint outside the doors, so it kind of extended it for that time. And it was like, all right, so if we're gonna have a bike day, let's bring together a band. It started off with let's just have a band, have some music. I'm like, all right, well, if we're gonna have some music, let's bring out a couple of vendors. And then we're like, all right, well, if people kind of is picking up, let's actually make some money for somebody here. Like, if we're gonna do it, let's have a nonprofit. And we can keep. The Band of Brothers could be its whole other subject. We could go off with them, but that's how we teamed up with the Band of Brothers. It's actually a security guard who worked at the Maverick at the time. And during one of our first meetings, we were talking about like, hey, we should do a local nonprofit. Something's closer. It'd be awesome if it was a veteran group. And he was part of the Band of Brothers. So he was like,
that's
hey,
how you made the connection.
Yeah, that's how that first one, a security guard who was there during the planning of the first event, just like shooting from the hip.
That's that fate stuff.
Yeah,
that
we
happens.
call it
It's
fate,
just
man.
stuff happens when you.
It's meant to be right.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we've made a really good relationship with the Band of Brothers, going on. That, like I said, that could be its own whole conversation. But so that first year we had the Band of Brothers. We had, I think, only four vendors, come out. But day of, we had a good little small parking spot. So the whole premises of it was we can have a bike day, we can have a beer next to your bike.
Right.
So that was the whole deal. So there was like a parking area, this little dirt area where you were allowed to drink in. The MAV just like extended their area. It wasn't actually technically there. And we could fit, what was it, probably like 40 bikes or something in there.
Is that right off the side of the bar? Yeah. Not in the parking lot, but off
the little dirt spot to the sides. So that's where we had a couple of the vendors, and then you could pull inside there. We had our bikes, our team members' bikes in there, and then we could probably fit like another 40 or so bikes in there. No bike show or no nothing, but it happened to be that like 1,200 people showed up.
No way.
Yeah, so like day one when all these bikes started going
we actually did judge bikes though.
Yeah, we actually did.
We gave out prizes.
We gave out prizes, but it wasn't
Jerry
like,
and Charles.
That's true. You're totally right.
Yep.
Yeah. But like a bunch of people showed up, on day one, like we're looking at each other like, holy shit, boys. Like we got something. Like we always, you manifest things and you try to get it going, and you think about the greatest way, but it really happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's how LFR started.
And how many do you think you had last year?
I think we're around 3,500 total, somewhere around there, but not at one time. Because it was in and out.
We had 300.
Yeah,
that was our number that we put out there for the county.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. This year we're supposed to have 1,000 with everything that goes through with all.
Gotcha.
Right. So it's in a different location this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hui Falls Park, just outside of Solvang. It'll be our best venue yet.
Really?
Yep.
So you said park. It's a park.
It's a park.
Talk about the falls a little bit.
Yeah, so it's Nahui Falls. It's actually a piece of land that is leased by the state. So it's not actually state-owned land or county land. The ranch there, as you'll see it as you pull into the spot, if you come off the 101 and you pull back, it's the last ranch on the right that you pass. It's only a 5-minute ride off the 101.
Gotcha.
And it's a long straightway. And that ranch, they own the property. And because there's actually I think it's like a 200 plus foot waterfall, that is flowing really, really good right now.
Interesting.
So it's like a 10, 15 minute hike on a nice dirt, pathway
right
now. But yeah, so the state released that land, put the parking lot on it, built like a park. There's like a couple grass areas,
nice.
like horseshoe pits, bathrooms, the whole zone.
Trees.
So, yeah, a bunch of oak trees.
Nice.
It's got the same vibe as kind of last year. Like we like to keep the grassroots feel with oak trees and whatnot. But yeah, that's not who we. So and we had to rent the whole park. So we actually have the whole entire thing. We're still going to let public in, who isn't going in. We'll have a gate where we're paying to go into the event, but still if other people come on the day we're not shutting it down. Like even though we paid for it, we're not going to let people go to the falls.
So could people camp there?
No, it's a day use.
It's a day use.
Yeah.
So you get some people in there from the general public, even if they don't ride, they might say, "What's going on? Check it out."
Mm-hmm.
They're over 21. They're welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
it was
sure-
interesting too, because you're getting, at least last year we saw, you got, because it's kind of central coastal, right? You get people coming down from Sacramento,
Mhm.
and then you get the Southern California up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice event where people, you may have to go to 2 days one year.
Yeah. We've talked about it in the camping thing, like we've talked about it, and that's actually from the beginning of it. We've talked about, there's another location that people throw Live Oak. If you've heard about Live Oak Camp, it's on the 154 in between Santa Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
Right by Lake
And they
Kachima.
throw like Babes Ride Out goes
Right.
there, and there's like other music festivals that are there, and they allow camping. It's all dirt, so all the people who complained about not having paved roads would be not happy, but I mean that's who
Right.
knows? Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we've talked about it, and if there's other spots, it would be awesome to have a camping and a 2-day event, or even if it wasn't camping, but that would be the ultimate.
Yeah.
The insurance would be out of it'd be freaking crazy.
It'd be a lot,
It'd be a lot
of
of
work
work.
for you guys.
It'd be a lot of
for
work. 'Cause
sure.
That's a remote spot. You
Yeah.
have to bring everything in.
Right.
Well, that's kind of how, Born Free got started. They were just doing a similar
Mm-hmm.
kind of a deal. And then it became, well, let's get bigger. And then it's gotten bigger. And then it's a 2-day event.
Huge.
Now
Yeah,
there's
right.
2-day event or 3-day event in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You could end up doing this full time.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
We do it year round, and it still comes to
Right.
crunch time, and we're still
Right.
hustling.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It's a full time deal, man.
Yeah.
And you guys are hustling. I mean, I'm watching you. You're all over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who's headlining the bands this year?
Poor man's change.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the headliner.
They're
We're happy
awesome.
to have them back. Great band. Good time.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're good.
I love their music.
Yeah. They didn't,
It fits.
and we're having it at an earlier time slot this year. And we shortened the event from 11 to 5 to 11 to 4, because that last hour is usually kind of like a lag hour. We've lost a lot of the people, and that's when like the headliners usually playing. And so we shortened it a little bit. So like the main group of people will be able to see like
Yeah.
the headliners and the raffle bike and stuff. So yeah, only 2 bands this year, but we're all going to do DJ music also.
So who's the other band?
Mickey's Moonshine, which is they've been with us since the beginning.
Yeah.
Since the very beginning, they played at every one of our events. Not a big name, but they play some good songs. They're going to be bringing a lot more covers this year, so it's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suzanne will do Soul Prince again.
yeah,
That'll be a great one.
yeah.
Always fun. Slow race is always the
Right.
main event.
Right. What's slow
Some
print?
heavy.
What's the slow print?
Did you catch it last year?
The slow race.
Slow race.
Oh, you said Suzanne.
Oh,
Oh,
Suzanne. Oh, Soul
Soul
Prince.
Prince.
Soul Prince.
Yes.
Yeah. So she calls it. There's her Soul Prince is the name of her company. Imprinting is what she likes to do, and she paints a person's body or a model's body, and we're doing it on the main stage like last year. I mean, we had that thing packed last year because you got a half naked, beautiful woman up there who's getting painted.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
so she gets painted her whole entire body, and then Susanna is pre-painted a canvas that they imprint.
Gotcha.
So she's full painted. They push it up on her and they pull it off, and it's pretty amazing.
It's killer.
Yeah, the way that it comes out.
Interesting.
So
We'll have to pay more attention.
It was fun. Yeah, Jillian last year did it.
mhm. Yeah. And it
Oh, the
turned out
jerky
great.
girl.
Yeah,
Right,
Jerky
yeah.
Girl.
It turned
Uh-huh.
out really cool.
This is Jerky Girl.
Oh, that's what
She mentioned, I was going to
met her.
say, it sounds familiar. She was on the show and she mentioned it.
I thought she said she had met us in Sturgis, but I think she met us there at the rally.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Could be both.
but
I did see the hot dog lady last year as well. She got quite a bit of
So
attention.
Yeah.
There's quite a story about her, though. It's actually, you want to take that one over? It's sad story.
Yeah.
the hot
really.
dog lady, the
Yeah.
infamous or famous,
He
hot
took
dog lady.
he had video with her.
Yeah,
Yeah. So after last year's rally, and she laid down so many miles
Yeah,
on that
she
soft
she
tail.
rode a lot.
That thing was worn
she
out.
got clipped.
Oh, no way.
At
I
a
think it was an
standstill.
OC.
Yeah, at a red light.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was on her bike and somebody came and smashed her.
Yeah.
She'll never ride
She-
again.
yeah,
she was
she-
in the hospital for
Oh
A
no.
long time.
a long time. Yeah, it was like
Yeah. So
it was bad.
Wow. That's not good.
So she's it's a
I mean,
bummer.
she was older anyway.
Yeah.
and still
She was
putting it
also
down,
Putting the
miles down, more than 90% of people who ride.
Right.
You know, like she's putting down hundreds and thousands of miles a year. Not hundred thousands, but
No, she rode.
thousands. Yeah, she rode a lot. So we've been.
she's
She
not
was a
riding
hoot.
now.
She was a
Can't
hoot.
ride anymore. Yeah, she hers. But she's such a good time.
Yeah.
She's such a good time. And tricks.
Wow.
She was super kind and
Oh, yeah.
you know, and it has a wit and humor about her that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a bummer because she's been there since the beginning to every one of our events. You know, she's
Wow.
We'll definitely miss her at this one.
Well, shout out to her.
definitely.
Is she okay? Like, can she get around? Could she drive to these events?
She can drive. Yeah, she could drive. She's never ride again. But I think it was kind of, I don't know. She's going to be coming. Chad has actually been in pretty good touch with her.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's bedbound. I think she's getting around, but she's not out much.
Right.
You know, and it just happened. I mean, it's been about a year now, almost. I think like 8 to 10 months.
Wow.
But she was in the hospital for a long time too. So I think she's still in her.
Well, you
recovery
think about
state.
that. The motorcycle, you know, is our soul.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that taken away, that's
100%.
It's a big part of it.
That's
And
a
it's so
big
much of
deal.
our community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's your friends, your bros.
Right.
right.
You make friends out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Band of Brothers a little bit. You guys, you hooked up with them from day one.
Mm-hmm.
They're your primary go-to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. A good portion of our proceeds every year goes to them. You know, it's not like a set number or an exact percentage, you know, but we do give a good amount of, none of our guys, we don't make any money off the events, you know, even though like we were saying before we got on camera, we started an LLC this year. It is a company, but our company doesn't really make money. We just take some of that and at least have enough to put in it to the next year.
Right.
And the rest of that we give to the Band of Brothers, you know? So, the Band of Brothers, they were there at the beginning. The national anthem started at year one. You know, that's like kind of a side story of it. Last year, were you guys there for the national anthem? Were you singing a cappella?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's became a pretty cool tradition now. Steve, the president, you know, he heads that off.
Yep.
And one cool real story about the Band of Brothers, year one, it was like, you know, we hit it off. We seemed, you know, our relationship just by our first handshake was cool. It wasn't awkward in any way. You know, it was just a pretty smooth relationship, but something that made it even better is Chris, the shirt that he's wearing.
Shout
and
out to Evil
actually,
Customs.
he came to our first event, just rode cross country from New York, veteran, I'm kind of telling his story. He could be able to tell it so much better, but like
Right.
I'll represent him somewhat now the best that I can. He had traveled across country, didn't really know anybody, you know, it kind of felt like lost on the West Coast compared to the East Coast, you know, saw that we were going to have an event that Live Fast Rally was there. He lives up in Orchid and wound up coming down and saw the Band of Brothers because they have their booth set up.
Yep.
And the way that he says it, you know, is that as a veteran, he just saw another veteran group and there's so many of them out there that he was just like, oh yeah, right. Just another veteran group, you know, like not too interested,
Right.
you know, and it happened. So he went out throughout the day and then he wound up talking to a couple of them and he really hit it off. And he felt like, I mean, once again, I guess I'm putting words in this, but he felt like he had finally found something over here and that like he made a solid connection through Live Fast Rally, you know, that he came there. If he would have never have met these guys. He joined the Band of Brothers and really took off, and he's a big part of that.
Wow.
There's the fate thing again, right?
Yeah.
So you've organized these things, and all of a sudden, like, and we were talking about it last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, if you impact one person, your life's work is done,
That's
right?
awesome.
But if you can impact more than one, I mean, just think about that, multiple. So you've done that with people, and the money that you're given to this group, we met them the first year that we were at, you know, and it's, we do a lot with veterans and different things. We tried to donate some stuff for you guys as well. You know, we've had people in here talk about PTSD, and we've had veterans in here talking about it. We've had normal people that it hits as well. And it's, you know, this community that you build and you help foster and share. You guys, you know, need to pat yourselves on the back because you're helping a group of people that actually need help.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not self-serving. You're not saying, let's make a bunch of money off these guys.
Mhm.
And then we'll throw a little bit to charity, but we're all pretty happy and we're riding new baggers today. Right? Like,
Yeah.
not that you would ride a new bagger,
But there's 17 of you guys, and you guys all have your own jobs that you do, or your
Yeah.
own businesses, or whatever you're doing. So you're working hard on the daily, and then you're taking time all year round, like you say, getting this rally ready.
Yeah.
That's why it's growing, because
Yeah.
you guys have passion about it. So
Thank you.
it grows.
Yeah,
You know,
thank
Well,
you.
and I don't think we've ever heard from anyone that they didn't have a good time and didn't want to come to the next one.
right.
right,
And, the more fun that people have, they tell other people.
right,
Yeah.
You get
for
that
sure.
exponential growth.
right.
Yep. Yeah.
It's probably
Well-
going to be bigger than you thought this year.
Yep.
There's yogurt. Get them talking. What?
Get them talking and watch the healing begin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's Shannon. He came with us last year to the event.
Yep.
Did he go to the first one too with us, or just
He might have, I
I
think.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about PTSD. I think like that's what they actually have. The Band of Brothers has a house that's in Santa Maria,
Yeah.
and they house some people from around the country. So there's like a pretty big list of people who try to get with them, but they take people from around the country and they house them at their house, where they can live there, and there's not any time limit of how long they get at the house. They're at the house until they're good, or until they feel like that they're good
Right.
enough to let them out. So PTSD is a big one that Steve Baird, he's the president, Robert's the VP. Chris has a big part to do with it too.
And Chris's story is gnarly. He was
Yeah.
doing hurt locker
Yeah.
shit when he was in.
Wow.
I mean, talk about the gnarliest, most stressful
Right.
job on earth.
Yeah.
Right. Crazy.
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Well, we have a shadow box, and that's Chris Kyle's patch.
Oh, wow.
His wife actually follows our YouTube and sent that challenge coin
Wow. That's
to
cool.
this guy that gave us all this stuff. He actually carried Marcus Luttrell
Wow.
into the helicopter when they found him, and he said he had 7 bullet holes in him.
Crazy.
And Mark Wahlberg played that
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
He said Marcus was like 6'4". He was he's like a
Mark
big
Wahlberg.
dude.
Mark ain't that big.
Right. Flexing his boxers. But,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just amazing,
But it's cool how it grows. Even with us, we have like Papa Juan, a friend of ours. I don't know if you know Papa
Yeah.
Juan.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
He
met
brought
him a
us
couple times throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought us a flag that he flew
Yeah.
in over Mosul,
Mm-hmm.
in one of the helicopters. And he brought that and some patches. But it's great getting stuff like this because they're stoked to give it to us, and we're stoked to have it on the wall
Yeah.
representing.
Absolutely.
It's
That's awesome.
Well, and we're
Sure.
moving into across the way here in a few months, and we've stopped putting patches up on the wall because we know we're going to have to take them down. But we want to put an area in the office somewhere where they're just, maybe it's not in the studio or whatever, but maybe it is. But we want to display,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a story behind every one of those,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got a lot of them.
and it's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of cool. How did you guys get into bikes? I mean, you said you were a dirt bike rider?
I grew up riding dirt bikes, all the way through high school and whatnot. All my friends were riding dirt bikes, riding dirt, riding Pismo sand dunes. We were all just riding on 2 wheels. And, I always wanted, growing up, thinking about having a Harley, going. And then when it got time, I just, purchased my first Ironhead, I had a 1985 Ironhead, old Sportster, Ironhead.
Right.
And that just evolved on to the next one and the next one. I wish I still had that bike. So bad. At the time I was selling it to get, I traded a truck. Actually, I had a 1985 Toyota single cab on 35s, fun truck. And I wasn't using all that much, and I wanted a bike really bad. So I ended up trading my truck for a Harley.
Well, I mean, think about it. You guys rode down here today, or here, and it's on motorcycles. You didn't want to get in a car and come here.
No.
You're like, no way, get on a bike and
Gotta
go.
be
It's
able to
just
split lanes around here.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I was riding more than I did anyways. I mean, I get on the bike as much as I can. I think Dave probably rides one of the most out of our whole entire team. He rides.
Yeah.
But there's no way I was going to be riding us or driving if we were coming down.
We don't even have
Anytime
cars.
We could.
Well,
No.
we had you on last year, and it was, you guys were all clumped up in a meeting room somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's much better to have you here in person.
I appreciate it.
It's great being here. Thank you.
We appreciate you taking the effort to ride down here because it's not MapQuest or whatever took you a little longer than you needed to.
It came from Los Alamos?
From San Ynez.
San Ynez.
Yeah.
So it's like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah. I was like 2 hours from there, but I work in Santa Barbara, Montecito every day, contractor. So I got to ride my bike to work today too. And I haven't rode my bike to work in probably about a year. It's always a truck, you know, so it's nice to be able to smash every job site to job site.
Yeah.
So like 6 different job sites today, pulling up on the bike, and everybody's like,
you get there quicker, and then you get there happier.
Yep. And better gas mileage throughout the day. So it's
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, we ride every day.
Yeah.
Or we try,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, our wives have cars, but we only have
Do
bikes.
they?
I think so.
Oh, there goes that. Oh, well.
Like jump back real quick to Chris and the Evil One, you know, because kind of switched off it, but he has painted our bike for the last 3 years too. You know,
Chris,
Chris, the raffle bike with the Evil One Customs, who met the Band of Brothers.
Oh, gotcha.
Who came over. So after LFR1, he picked up an airbrush and started practicing, and he's super talented.
Really?
The guy has blown up. He's been doing paint jobs for a lot of big people now.
Nice.
What's the name of his company?
Evil One Customs.
Evil One Customs.
Yeah.
We met him in Sturgis. We met him at Live Fast. He's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll put him in the.
Put him in the and then for the Band of Brothers, if our viewers want to donate, where do they go?
I don't know right off the top. Echo Group. It's the Echo Group Band of Brothers. I think the Echo Group is what their EIN is. You know, the actual 501c3 is. They go by Band of Brothers. I think Echo Group is like an umbrella also. You know, there's a couple of things in there. If they want to come, I don't know exactly where to say. I wish that I did. You know,
so you
on
guys
this platform with you guys. The day of, a lot of guys, a lot of people will just give them checks straight across.
And you have an FLFR Instagram as well.
We have LFR, LFR, Live Fast Rally, Live Fast Rally Instagram too. Yeah.
Is there any link tree in there that?
Well, Josh is looking it up right now.
Yeah, there's he has his own. That's Evil One. Yeah. Echo Group, has a. There he is.
So he's putting the link.
He's putting the link in there.
Yeah, and I'm sure.
And if you got in touch with Chris would be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He'd know where to donate.
Absolutely.
So hit up Chris and donate.
We have people that they're all over the country, actually the globe, that are watching, and oftentimes they all of a sudden donate as we're talking.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
So next year when you're here,
I know.
Yeah.
You're going to have them
do my due diligence.
But that's what we're about. It's like let's get to raising some money. And in the banking days, I was on an allocation committee for the United Way, and we would go in and look at finances of different groups that need money, and and we'd take what are your proceeds and what's your overhead cost. And if a majority of their spend was for administration, would automatically nix them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about the administration.
Mm-hmm.
It's about getting that dollar down to the people that actually need the help.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
it's such a bummer that we even have to do this. It's like these guys should all be men and women should be taken care of that have served.
Absolutely.
There shouldn't be any of this bullshit of like all of us working and people doing stuff to get money to take care of them when they just should be taken care of.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
But hey, we got to do it.
I agree with that, but I mean, it definitely makes us get together to do this.
Yes. Otherwise,
there are plenty of other causes that we could
Right.
go after if that's
For
we're
sure.
taken care of.
Right.
If we could just take a little slice off the overall military budget and give it to the veterans.
100%.
That'd be awesome.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, think about his story.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was trying to help
Mm-hmm.
and took the guy to the gun range and ended up getting killed.
Yeah.
I mean, it
shouldn't happen.
It's a problem.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's not just with armed forces. I mean, fire, police,
Mm-hmm.
those trauma kind of places where you see things that, you've got kids.
Yep.
You see something happen to a child and it's like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Chad, one of our team members, is a fire captain out of Santa Maria.
Uh-huh.
And his stories, he's talked about that he's pretty good at switching off.
compartmentalizing.
I've seen in
Carpentry.
Yeah.
Get it out. But he even says too the things with children, because he has children himself. He's like, those are the ones that really get to me.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. But helping out any of them is huge.
Yeah, for sure.
So how many, like last year we got our knives sharpened.
Yep.
How many vendors do you guys end up with, do you think, this year?
Between 50 and 60, I think.
Yeah, the numbers, it's adding up.
Yeah.
Howard's will be back next year.
Okay.
Yeah, the Howard sharpening, they'll be back. A good enough amount of the vendors that were last year and also new ones.
Yep.
I've got some more hard part guys, that are going to be there. That's what we're really trying to get more than the even, don't get me wrong, we love the clothing companies we have out, but it's
right.
We would love to have, performance.
You want
space.
a variety.
Yeah. So it's, I think we're close to 50 now, but like these last 2 weeks, it's crazy because people who there's not like a bunch, there is a lot of reach out, at the very beginning when we're saying, hey, it's open for registration. And then there's like kind of like a lull space. And then it gets to be like the last 3 weeks. And everybody's like, hey, I know this is last minute.
Yeah.
Is there a spot?
Right.
And the area that we've got this year is so much. We can hold as many vendors as we need it. Like we're trying to keep it so it's not too spread out. And it feels like, we like throwing a good party. If you spread it out too much, that feels like it's too. You keep everybody closer. Closer to a good space. It feels like a good
and
party, so.
That's interesting because we've traveled all over the place and we've found the wigwams. You know what the wigwam motels are?
Oh yeah.
Route 66, but they were around. But the guy's idea was to have all the doors facing each other, and then all the stuff for the kids in the middle, so everyone came out and socialized,
congregated in the middle. Yeah,
that was the vibe.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you keep everybody close, and
right.
But that being said, we could just the space, right? The grass, the more that we get, we can just keep spreading it out. It's a really, really good.
And we try to keep the vendors similar to our vibe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We don't blow it so wide open that we have kooky stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It has to fit.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
I mean, I just need drink tickets.
There will be drinks.
No, it's cool to see that, I think last year's event, with the kind of the middle grass area, the fake grass on whatever it was, but it just kept everyone kind of in that horseshoe, and then you've got kind of the upper road and then the band. But I'm excited to see this year's event.
Yeah.
And I think I want to take that hike. So is the hike to the falls or is it to the event?
To the falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ride to the event, and then it's a hike up to the falls.
Up to the falls.
Yeah. So when you pull in, there's the first one. There's a big parking grass area over to the right, the camp host. And then it's around to the left. The big grass area will have the event. And then if you just kept going, you're just going through a parking lot. All the way at the end of that parking lot is where the dirt path starts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually the furthest you can get away. It's a couple hundred yards of parking, or about 100 yards, I think, or so of parking, pavement, and to the dirt path.
And you were saying that's running right now, right? Because there's been a ton of water.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Keith Sarloos?
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of our sponsors.
Yeah, he was. We were up at his farm the other day, a couple weeks ago, and it's like the groundwater is just.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy.
Still there. Yep.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Got a creek in my backyard that's usually just
dry,
seasonal, dry. Like just during the rain, it goes.
Right.
It actually just dried up like 3 days ago. It was running for almost 5 months.
Wow.
Well, Kachuma's full.
Yep. Totally topped off.
Yeah, we
awesome,
saw it when they were pumping water back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's.
Yeah. They hit the spillway. So like they're actually having to let it through the river down stream where we're at, or is flowing.
Well, he was saying that the groundwater's been recharged for 10 years up there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's totally.
I don't know. We're weird water guys. I don't know if that's, but we like to go see the lakes when they're low, when they're high, and then we get mad when they're low.
We've got a lot of low.
Yeah, we got a lot.
We got a lot of high now.
Yeah.
Lake Isabella's full.
Yep.
The river's cranking. It's going to be full all year.
Mm-hmm.
We just rode up to Twainhart last weekend, and every single river was flowing.
I don't think the snow is going to finish melting this year.
I agree.
In the high countries.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
The down low, that's going to all run off, and you're going to get your runoff, but there's going to be pockets that are still there.
North Slope.
Yeah.
So I'm headed up north on the 101. Is there an exit I get off of? Do you
Yes.
know that exit or
There's not. It's Nahui exit.
not? Who we exit?
Is that the first one when you come over the hill?
Yep.
And as soon as you get off, if you turn right, you're on the farm, and then you can go the
Yep.
back road.
Yep.
That's a great road.
That's
right
the road. Yeah.
So that's the road.
That's the
With
road.
the hanging trees.
You go
once
past
you
the
get-
farm, and that's where it is. So you've probably passed it a couple times.
Yeah,
if you've
we've
taken
been
that,
there.
yeah,
So that's
through
the
Alisal.
backside into Solvang.
Into Solvang.
And you can see the
Alisal
dam.
Range.
And also, yep.
As of right now, it doesn't go through.
Oh,
though,
now
so
I know
you can't
exactly where
come
it's
out from
Well,
Solvang.
is
Might
it-
be open?
Is it washed out?
Yesterday, we got a phone call from, and actually, Johnny was going to drive it today. So I went and got the extra tickets, and I talked to him about it. One of our team members' parents live on the Alisal Guest Ranch, and they said that they took down the sign that said road closed yesterday.
Did it get flooded out? Or?
So there was through at Nahui and even at Alisal Guest Ranch, the whole entire, Nahui, a huge parking lot got taken out. The falls got massive and came, and it was like a full-on river through it. It skipped the spot that the main grass area, but did take out some dirt areas around some of the seats. And then down river, it had a big old mudslide, and it took out, like, I think it went about this deep in mud into like 40 something units at the Alisal Guest Ranch.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a big renovation going on there, but they had it stopped right after Alisal to Nahui.
So we've been there. We stopped there. We've taken pictures of.
I've stayed at Alisal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, when you first pull in,
Yeah.
where all those, I guess condos, whatever you call them, the rooms on the
Mhm.
left, those ones all got flooded.
No
by
way.
like almost 3 feet of mud. Yeah.
So it came across the ranch.
The ranch, that stable right there, that's right on the side
Yep.
where they have that whole area, and just went right into it.
So my wife and I pulled up to Alisal, and we were on the Harley. We walk into the check-in, and they're like, just kind of looking at us.
Mhm.
And I'm like, can I get a room tonight? They're like, no, 2-night minimum. I'm like, what would it cost me to pay for 2 nights? Oh, it's whatever it was, $600 a night or whatever. I said, okay, I'll just do that, and then I'll leave.
Mhm.
I don't know about that. Like, why? I
Paying for 2
I'm
nights.
going to pay for 2 nights. And they're like, well, so do you have a dress to my wife? And she's like, no, I don't have a dress. And I said, can't we just have room service? I mean, I haven't been there, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so they're like, do you have a jacket? And I said, we're on a motorcycle. I don't have a jacket. And now she can tell at this point, I'm kind of getting a little bit frustrated, but I'm willing to pay money to stay there. So she's like, hold on a minute. So I took my helmet off because I'd walked in with my helmet on. She goes in the back. She comes back out. She said, I'm really sorry. She said, I'm going to let you stay for 1 night. We'll send you room service. And they just fucking took care of us.
Awesome.
No way.
Just
Yeah.
to keep you in your room.
Just like, well, but the next morning,
Just
we
don't
didn't-
mingle
but
with
I didn't
the
realize,
white country folk.
right.
Yeah, what was happening?
But so what it is, it's more of a communal thing. So
Yeah.
dinner's all together, and you have to be in a sport coat and a dress, and breakfast is the same, but you don't have to be in the sport. So they sent us this amazing food, had a couple bottles of wine sent with it.
Mhm.
And we were just celebrating, I think it was one of our anniversaries. And I went in the next morning and I said, is your manager here? Because she was going to be there on Sunday or something. And so I introduced myself, and I ended up taking a group of about 70 people back there and did a whole event just because they changed their tune.
Yes. Nice.
And I loved the place because there's no televisions, there were no phones.
It's a cool spot. It's really cool.
It was
Beautiful
really cool.
spot in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you haven't been there. It's like horse country, wine country. You're out in the mountains, but you got to wear a sport coat.
But
They got a
But the
huge
driveway they
reservoir.
have
You can go
was got all these
fishing, there's
eucalypt-
trails,
yeah,
horse trails. It's a retreat. If
Yeah,
you
it
get out
is.
there, you can do. It's a really cool.
But the
spot.
road back in there.
So the road as of now, but I'll probably find out when I get home.
Sidetracked.
Yeah, but when we get off here, I think one of our guys, Johnny, was going to take the road today, and he was going to see if it was open, because coming from the San Ynez and solving the valley area, it's a good road. It's a good ride, and it's freshly paved. Almost the whole entire thing is freshly paved. It's twisties.
You're on your bike. You're going to dig it. There's
'Cause it wasn't-
overhanging trees.
Yeah,
it's like
It
really.
wasn't the best road in the world.
No,
in the
but
past.
the only,
It's already
there's
done.
probably about like, I don't know, 40, 50 yards at the very end when you almost get to, and it's not really that bad, but
No,
almost
it's-
like 90% of it is freshly paved. So
Wow.
it's good. Well, we're going to see after that, after they
Right.
reopen it, maybe some of it got taken out, but
Now I remember being impressed with that road, so I know exactly where it is. Yeah,
yeah,
you got to go to the rally, check it out.
Yeah.
Well, the canopy of the trees is just insane.
Oh yeah,
It's like you're in a tree tunnel,
yeah.
you know? So it's actually up past, if I come from Solvang, I go past Alisal Ranch, it's the one park up a little bit more in the middle of the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not all the way to the freeway, but
Correct.
It's almost,
There's only one park.
yeah.
it's almost to the end.
What
you're
lake is
passing-
that?
That's just their own
The
reservoir.
bass, yeah, they have a bass.
Because just you see a dam.
It's Alisal Reservoir.
Really?
Yeah, they have their own. It's private. We used to poach it all the time as kids and go up there and
Sure.
catch and release bass.
Yeah.
They've got like they stock it and actually have it for the people who go there because they have little fish and have boats they take out
Yep.
there. So it's stocked. There's a lot of fish on the lake, but yeah.
Hmm.
So it's about like 15-minute ride past there to get to it. If you're heading over 101 northbound, you go through the Gaviota Pass, which is
Yep.
the tunnel, go up and over the pass itself, and right when you hit to the bottom of the pass, it's a hard right.
Yeah.
So everybody listen, we'll have signs up, that'll be really directing which way
Right.
it is. If you're headed southbound, you pass Bealton, and it's about 15 minutes, maybe a little less, 10, 12 minutes, 10, 12 miles out of town. And then it's a left right there too. So
Beautiful.
it's really quick off the freeway.
It's about 5 miles south of 246.
Yeah.
Beautiful mountains, big mountains, a lot of greenery.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth it. It's going to be a different vibe.
It's a rare June when it's still somewhat green.
Right.
Yeah.
It's everything's starting to brown up a little bit, but it's still got green going.
Mm-hmm. So we've got a bike show going too for anybody who hasn't really, came to our event before. FXR, Dyna, Bagger, and then we're bringing back the
Ridden
road.
hard, put away wet.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So you want to
Bring-
So
bring-
jump
bring the
into
bikes.
that.
Oh, that's just, we walk the parking lot. Whoever's judging walks the parking lot, finds the bike that looks like it's laid down the most miles and been through it and plenty of roadside repairs. And that's who the trophy goes to.
Really?
And we'll
Yep.
place
Nice.
the traffic road hard, put away wet. Somebody you can tell that puts down miles and rides their bike, and it doesn't have to be the prettiest thing ever. But
Well,
it's one
there's
that
an
companies
orange
really
road light
use,
out there that could use that trophy.
But the problem
Yeah.
is our bikes don't look like they've
Yeah.
been,
We're
Yeah.
but their miles are on them.
yeah. Oh, the miles are on them, but you have to push the button to see the odometer. To see,
Right.
you know.
That's you can't do that.
This year's giveaway bike is a 2000
It's not a giveaway bike.
or a raffle,
raffle
bike.
bike.
A raffle
bike.
bike.
You got to
The
buy
raff-
tickets.
Yeah.
The raffle bike. Yeah.
2000 FXDS Dyna convertible. Last year they made with all the 2000 stuff on it. Twin cam, completely gone through. Paint done by Chris, like we talked about earlier. Completely
Yeah.
gone through.
Taken
So-
down to the frame.
Yeah.
Got one of our guys, or we got a couple of our team members, who have been working on it. But Jay, who owns Left Lane Detail, who's very, very OCD and very,
Yeah.
very detail oriented. He took it all the way down to the frame pretty much and put it all back together, powder coated, wrinkle painted. Pretty much everything has been touched.
How
So
much
is
are the
that-
raffle tickets?
Yeah, is that at the show raffle? Can they get raffle
Yep.
You can
outside
get
of
now.
the show? or-
Every team member has tickets. I had Steve bring me more because I ran out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
$50 a ticket.
$50 a ticket. Proceeds go to Band of Brothers.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's always a good bike. The first bike was an FXR.
Yep.
And beautiful young lady won that one.
Yeah,
Looked
that
really
was one
good
at
on
Los
it.
Alamos. You guys
Yeah.
probably saw that. It
Yeah.
was the bike elevated in the middle of the show.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the
yeah.
last one was a Dyna Lowrider.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
Dyna convertible.
for the raffle, can they buy those online, but they have to be there?
You don't have to be present to
no.
win. They can't
Okay.
buy them online, but if you get with a team member, what we can do, we have Venmo, so you can
I
actually
was just gonna
Venmo
say.
it, and then we can fill out a ticket for you and make sure that ticket gets in the raffle. You don't have to be present to win.
Well, for people here, what Venmo should they, if they
It's,
want to enter?
At Live Fast Rally.
Okay. Just say
And if you
$50
just
with
put
your name and
raffle
email.
tickets on it
Yeah.
and your name, and phone number. We'll need a phone number.
Yeah.
We could track you down through Venmo too. If you Venmo it to Live Fast Rally, say raffle ticket.
We'll give you the number right back. Last year we had a big cartel set up, so people could go online and do it, but it just wasn't the smoothest system, for us to go through. So it's more of a hands-on. And it's like kind of, we're all pretty trustworthy. If you Venmo us some money, you know what I mean? Some people might, maybe I don't get a ticket, but we're giving you a ticket. We'll give you the ticket number. We'll send you a picture of your ticket with your name on it, that's going inside.
So Chad didn't finesse me for $50.
Yeah. It's like, here's Venmo us $50. We'll give you all the,
Actually, kind of know Chad's dad too. Like, I don't know about these people.
I don't know.
They're a sketch.
Chad's brother.
So we're getting hopefully the 10s this Friday. From Chris. He was painting a bagger before that, so he had a long job that he was working with ours. So we just had the 10s on Friday. It gives Jay and John and Duffy, there's our 3 team members who've been doing the majority of the work on the bike. I'm not sure if they're gonna be fully put together, huh?
Yeah, but they'll put it together.
Yeah, but they're hopefully we get it and they get it put
At least so it's seen.
the rest of it back together. So I mean, it's all intact except for the 10s. I know.
It always comes down to the crunch on the bike.
Right.
Always does.
Yeah.
I mean, his son's building a couple bikes for Born Free, and it's like,
The one.
are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? And yeah, they'll make it.
Yeah. They have to make it.
It just seems like no matter what it is, when you're coming down, you have a deadline, even though how much time you have, whatever it is, it just always comes down to the wire.
Right.
It makes it that much more fun, I think, with me too.
Hey, if you go,
keeps your adrenaline going all the time.
if you go to In-N-Out Burger, you're the first one there and they're starting to cook, takes way longer to get it. But when there's 100 people in there and they're flipping burgers, they're coming out.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Is Jonathan Grover one of your guys?
Yeah.
Okay, he said they got the 10s today.
Aha.
So
There you go.
that's
See,
right.
real time.
So there you go. So they got a little bit more time.
You shouldn't be watching this, John. You should be putting them on the bike.
All right, Dave, call him out. I dig it.
Yeah, our bike team, the guys who are working on the raffle bike have been killing it. They've been putting a lot of work, every weekend they've been putting a lot of work into it. It's going to be a beautiful bike.
And these are guys doing stuff on their own time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. On our time, on our own dime. They don't make any money off of it. We don't really make that much money, to tell you the truth, off the bike every year anyways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we get the bike, we have an allocated amount of money that we usually spend on that. And then we get some raffle pieces, from it. And then all the other, we have some, from sponsors with the people who are coming. They throw us some parts, but a lot of the other stuff is coming out of us. So all the man hours, and we don't make too much more money off the bike. It's kind of, love working on motorcycles. The guys really like it. The guys on our team they're killing it. They're doing it on their own time.
So is the team local, all in up north there and central?
Yeah. Everybody's from, except Dave is probably the furthest one.
Yeah, Santa Paula. I'm the biggest outlier, and then John Grover's in Santa Paula.
Yeah, Santa Paula. You're a little bit away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Santa Paula's a cool town too.
I agree.
I like those old historic buildings,
Yeah.
the houses that are when you're on your way out.
Yeah. Well, Santa Paula Street, and then there's the Oaks, which a lot of people don't know about, which is a really cool neighborhood also. And then, McKevitt Heights.
Right. Have you been there your whole life, or?
No, actually, I grew up in Camarillo,
okay.
but we've been in Santa Paula for 23 years.
Wow.
All my kids grew up at our spot, and now the grandkids are all there too. So
We ride through there all the time.
lots of good roads.
They have a restaurant up there. Tell them about the restaurant.
Rabelais is the name of the restaurant. Cajun food. My wife was born in New Orleans. A lot of family recipes, everything made from scratch.
So it's your restaurant.
Yeah, it's my wife's restaurant.
Where is it? And what?
Right across from the clock tower, downtown Santa Paula.
Oh, right on the main street.
Yep.
So Teresa has talked about going there. I think her sister and Elvina went there and said it was just insane. They went there for breakfast.
Oh,
Yep.
So we're going to have
really
to,
good spot.
maybe that's where we stop.
what's the name of it again?
Rabelais. Rabalais.
Good food, I hear. We're going to find out.
It's legit.
You want to put
Yeah,
Rabelais
full
on
bar.
there too? Why not? Well, we admire what you guys are doing, and it takes, it's like they say, it takes a village. It can't just be one of you, and 17 of you working hard. This isn't also an event that you throw a pop-up and 30 days. It's an all year thing where you're trying to get things organized. And what do you think the end goal at the end of the day is? Is it to grow it to a place where do you think about that at all, or
They're looking at each other.
We have lots of discussions.
Yeah. I mean, we have those discussions where it can go to be, and it's like, we just want to get this. We want to keep the vibe of what of LFR really always is, where everybody comes out and they have a really good time and it doesn't get too corporate, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has the grassroots feel where it's still coming out. Everybody's having a good time. We're bringing the community together. We're raising money for a good cause. And then we would still like to grow. It's not that we don't want to keep on doing bigger and better things.
I'd say we grow it to the size where we can keep the same vibe.
Yeah. We
don't want to hit that tipping point where it turns corporate.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. Where everybody still shows up. I mean, it's the best thing that we get, the response from everybody who comes to it usually is that everybody was walking around with a smile on their face. You know what I mean? Everybody was having a really good time. There was not anybody over there just pissed off or like getting vibed by somebody. Everybody goes out there, got a beer in their hand, they're having a good time, water, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But it's everybody comes out, and we just want to keep that going, moving forward, and still have an awesome bike show, have some good vans, bring out some of the best vendors in the industry as we think, and just throw a rad day.
Yeah. If you want to bring a bad attitude, stay home.
Right.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all about good vibes, man.
And the after party is a really good time. That's when we actually get to relax and blow our
Let your
steam.
hair down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We team up with Figueroa Mountain Brewery. They're our actually like team. We team up with them. And it's going to be Fig. House Beer is a like offshoot of Fig. That they're starting. Carrie Hart has a big deal with that company there.
Right.
And Agua Santa, which is all like Fig based. So they're sponsored with them, getting pulled through, and then afterwards we're going to be going to the Maverick Saloon. So it's an unofficial after party that we have. They actually bought the piece of property, so you've been there. It's like where that dirt parking lot we were talking about where we parked. It's the next one behind. So it has that like fence. They purchased that piece of property, so now their alcohol license spreads to there. There's a big tent there now. We're going to have that zone for a good 3-4 hours. It's in there, so it's the after party.
I think you heard it. An after party after the event. Cool people hanging out.
Yeah, Maverick Saloon. It's a good time.
We're going to be headed to Kernville after.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got to do a little filming, so we're going to hit your stuff and then chill out and then head across and get up in the Kern.
166 out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What route are you taking up the hill?
Well, we were thinking. I thought it was going to be more Los Alamos, so I don't know. We'll look at that now.
I love 155 going up to the lake.
Yeah.
That Modfish Caliente from the south.
Oh yeah,
we love that. We just did that actually.
We've been all the ways you can come from the north or the west, east, up over 395. There's so many different ways into the Kern, and they're all great, but the 155 is definitely awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun riding.
Got to watch out for cows on the 155 coming around corners.
So
Modfish Caliente too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you haven't been up there lately, the schoolhouse that was the old restaurant there.
Yeah.
New owners, I think, for 2 years, they've completely redone it. Food's amazing.
Awesome.
And great little stop.
We have a little video on it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
The girls are ringing the bell from the schoolhouse.
Nice.
Well, look, we're here to help support you guys. We appreciate, you guys driving. Oh,
Forgot to tell you, I was jumping here earlier. So Ian, sorry, I cut you off there for a second.
no,
sorry.
cut me
You're
off.
doing great.
I'll take that.
So Ian, one of our team
wow.
members, he does the Leather Patch Co. The hats that are make here.
No way.
Josh.
Yeah, and he had made you guys a couple hats.
I've been telling you, dude.
Yeah,
It's
look at
about
that.
the leather
2LaneLIVE.
patches.
Leather patch, 2LaneLIVE.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
2-lane hats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Okay.
are?
Authentic.
I thought
You
they were.
didn't see it?
So Authentic Leather
Badass.
Patch Co. is his hat company.
So-
He makes all of our hats that are there. He makes it. I mean, it's a worldwide company. He does really good, solid hats. You know what I mean? But
This
he
is
wanted to
awesome.
Okay,
do that
so
to you
we
guys.
need to talk to him.
Here, toss me one of those. I'll show the camera.
Josh was
We'll have to, maybe we'll get a batch of these from him.
That was actually a good throw.
close. Josh had a hat he bought. Where'd you get the one? Was it Ewing's? So he's like, we've got to do leather patches on these hats.
This is awesome.
There's a lot of other leather patch companies out there, and I'm not just saying it just because he's, you know, one of our good friends and one of our team members, but it's really quality made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's handmade stuff. They hand sew everyone on there.
I can tell.
And it's good work and really quality stuff. So I wasn't.
Do you guys think we should get a batch of these and have them on our website for sale?
Patches from him.
I think so.
We've got hats ready to go too.
We do.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Looks good on you.
Yeah, right?
It's good.
I need to get more hats made up. Nice hat.
Looks legit. Boom. What's his info? The patch dude.
I think it's on Authentic Leather Patch Co. or Leather Patch Co. on Instagram.
And he's local?
Yeah, he's from Buellton.
Wow.
Authentic Leather Patch Company is.
I bet it's our legit.
That's him.
Yeah, that's the company. Yeah, so Ian, I've actually went to school with Ian since I was in first grade.
Really?
And I've known him for a long, long time. And I'm not just here just to push his company, but really he wanted to give us that. But he's a entrepreneur, always getting after it, and
Quality stuff.
and it makes quality stuff. He really does. Yeah, it's really good.
Well,
His
thank you,
name's
Ian. We appreciate
Ian
the hats,
Palmer.
buddy.
Yeah.
We need to talk, Ian.
Yeah. If you're watching, Ian, 818-207-7084.
There you go.
He's the only
And
guy
once
I know that's
again,
not
the
afraid
entire
to tell
internet
his
has
phone-
Galen's
cell phone
number.
out there.
I don't care. Like,
Like we have 55 countries that watch it. Here's my phone number.
we need to talk. Like, I don't text and shit. Just call me.
Yeah.
Well, again, we appreciate you guys riding down here. We're at the top of the hour, and just more than that, it's, you know, the stuff that you're doing is really impacting people. And I think, you know, your kids were going to watch you on YouTube tonight, and
yeah, they were excited. They heard YouTube, and they're like, "No way,
Really?
on YouTube?"
Yeah.
You know, because they watch YouTube.
My granddaughters are like, wow, you're YouTube.
Yeah.
How many followers do you have? I tell them, they're like, really? You have that many? Like,
Uh-huh.
shit,
New generation.
but it's so awesome that, you know, we can share this time, and
Thank you very
I'm
much.
so
Thank you
glad
very
that you're
much.
here versus doing it over at StreamYard. It makes it a lot better.
How many grandkids do you have?
4.
4. So do I.
3 boys and a granddaughter.
3 girls and a boy.
Good stuff. Best stuff in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
15, 13, 7, and Lance's son is 3.
Nice.
And he's ripping on bikes already.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he'll be a stunt guy at some point.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Gets on a
Little
pump
hooligan.
track already.
Running in the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He puts a little helmet on and runs into poles, crashes on purpose. I'm like, that kid's gonna break some bones,
As they should.
Right.
Learning.
He said one morning he got up and goes, Dad, why every time I shut my eyes, I'm riding my bike? And he's like, don't shut your eyes when you're riding your bike. And he goes, no, when I go to sleep, I shut my eyes. I'm riding my bike.
That's awesome.
So he's like dreaming of
That's
like,
ever.
you know.
I wish I knew how to do that.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just select your dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
So let-
parting comments over from our guy? You've been answering everything.
Scott Lynn wants to see a cowboy hat with a leather patch. Ralph is going to get a batch of those patches with the hats with patches, you know.
Nice.
All good comments, man. All
Awesome.
good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we're spreading the word. Small business, band of brothers, you know, helping people out.
Veterans, good times, motorcycles, good friends. I mean, there's nothing better than
Naked
that.
penny ladeds.
Right.
Right? Soul Prints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't
Right.
wait.
So, hey,
Yeah.
check out 2LaneLIVE.com. Check out livefastrally.com. Check them out. Just check out the video description. All the info you need is there. And
And if you want to say hi, we're gonna be swinging by that rally too. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, come get your picture taken with Lance.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for having us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you guys are
Great to
doing,
reconnect.
and thank the whole team.
Yeah.
All the other what?
The other
15 guys,
Yeah.
great job.
Cheers,
Chad,
guys. See
I
you
know
Sunday.
you're gonna
Yes,
be
sir.
here. We'll see
You got
you.
a solid team.
We'll see the team Sunday. We'll see everyone else next Saturday.
Hey.
Well, 2 Saturdays from now.
So on that, do you guys meet every week, or is it like as you get closer to the
It's
rally,
crunch
then
time
you're
now, yeah.
Throughout the year, we have a set one Sunday a month. I mean, we're all hang out all the time, but it's like official business. It's like the last Sunday of the month, all throughout the year. Catch up on what we've done with that, and then it gets down to the end. We're having a meeting every week or every other week.
So all
And
you
I
guys
think
out there,
I think that's important though to understand. These guys are doing this every month until it gets closer. And then it's weekly because they're trying to get the best event out there.
for the cause.
Yeah.
And it's
So
their
buy
own
some beers.
personal time. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So I forgot what I was going to say. Why did I forget what I was going to say?
So for
So we'll
everyone
see you
out
in
there,
2
you
weeks.
said. So for everyone out there,
It'll come to you.
did you want them to subscribe? Did you want them to show up to the rally?
I don't know. Do you ride motorcycles? If you ride motorcycles,
That's all
go
about.
out to the rally, man.
It's all about
Yeah.
I don't know.
good times.
That's how
Good
the
times
show
in
is.
about a
Good
week
times.
from now.
Hey,
See you down the
see
road.
you down the road.